this is part 3 of how to cut with a bokken or a bokto. And if you haven't seen part 1 and 2, I highly suggest you click on the links above. And just to get started with a bokken, just a basic bokken, I suggest the one in the above link. Now, when would you want to do a thrusting motion or a thrusting motion? Well, as I am capturing his weapon coming down, here I'm thrusting in. So he comes to the other side, thrusting in, thrusting in, thrusting in, thrusting in. So I'm going to pull, so on line, he's there. On line, I'm not going to push his weapon away. I am going to fall to the side and thrust from the center. So I'm going to pull, thrust, pull, thrust, pull, thrust, pull, and thrust. So in this position, I'm going to be in gate-on, or my sword tip is going to be low. So obviously, as he cuts, it's more efficient to bring it straight up to wherever the weapon is. So that's what I'm going to do is, on this, I've still got to get off the line of that weapon. So whether I go to the left or the right, just like with a yokomen, I've still got to get off of that line. But what I'm going to do to kind of protect myself while I'm getting off line is bring this up first to meet. So that's the first thing I do is bring this up, and then I shift. So notice I'm not moving his weapon. I'm just shifting off to the side and compressing. Now from this position, I can thrust him, and then he's going to back up to go back with the cut, and then I'm going to go down to gate on. And so he comes up again. So this time I'm going to come up to the opposite side. I'm going to step over here. And now normally I would thrust lower, but I'm going to thrust above his head for safety. Okay? And then I'm going to go to gate on. So as he comes in, I'm going to pivot and thrust. And then he's going to come in again. I'm going to draw it in. Notice I'm not pushing his weapon off of line. Okay, so as he comes down again, I'm going to absorb. So I'm going to absorb, compress, thrust. Absorb, compress, thrust. Notice my body turning naturally turns. I don't have to turn the weapon in my hand. I just naturally turn it and then thrust. Eight, 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 eight. One exercise you can do is have the weapon out in the front, and I'm going to pull to this side, thrust, pull, without moving that weapon. Pull, thrust, pull, thrust, pull, thrust, pull, and thrust. So now he's going to cut down on the line, so I'm going to bring my weapon up to the line. I'm going to shift over, and I'm going to move my weapon with the shift. His weapon is not going to move. And then I'm going to bring my body offline, and then thrust. He's going to go back up. Then I'm going to step back to the line. He's going to come in. I'm going to bring my weapon up. I'm going to shift to the left side. I'm going to bring my leg back. And then now I'm offline, and I can thrust from offline. So without a partner, the thrust is up, off to the side. That almost coils my weapon in. So here this coils and then thrust. So here, up, coil as I'm drawing that weapon in, coils and then thrust. So it's just a natural to what he's doing as he's targeting it on my head. Okay, so basic. So from basic, we're going to start in this position, and I'm going to bring my weapon up. As I step offline, I'm not going to move the position, and then as I thrust, he enters up. and then I go down to Gedan. Now he comes in, I'm going to bring my weapon up, absorb this in, and then thrust. And then I'm going to bring the weapon up, pull in and thrust. So up, pull in, thrust. Up, pull in, thrust. Up, pull in, thrust. Up, pull in, and thrust. Speeding up just a little bit. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. So now what we're going to do is an exercise that puts all of the concepts from part 1, part 2, and part 3 of how to cut with a bokken. So the exercise, you start out to the left side is forward, or my left arm, wrist is forward. He's going to cut towards me. I'm going to cut off line. Now he's going to cut for my right wrist. I'm going to cut off line. Left wrist. Now I'm going to go to Gedan. I'm going to come up, draw back. Then I'm going to come up, draw back, thrust, draw back 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can go back and forth as many times as you need to really get the principles down. If you like these videos, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notifications so you'll know when the next video comes out. If you like the series, this 3-part series on how to use a bokto or a bokken, then I highly suggest moving on to something more advanced and moving on to the katana videos. The first one is basic safety of a katana and how to draw the sword. And then the next series of 4 is a series of 4 on how to cut with a katana, which is a little more advanced. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments section below so we'll know what to make future videos from your comments or answer those in the comments section. Thank you very much.